step 1, moisturizer. We all know that saying, your makeup will only look as good as your skin. So please put on face cream before you put on your makeup. Step 2, lip balm. No one should ever have chapped lips, ever. Even if you're a guy. Such a turn off. Step 3, foundation. I am a bit moody on how I put on my base. Sometimes I prefer it with my fingers. Other times I prefer it with a brush. It really depends on the texture of my skin, really. But here, anyway, I'm applying it with my fingers, concentrating it in the center of my face, and then just blending it outwards into my cheeks and all that stuff. But just make sure everything's well blended. You don't want to see any streaks or anything that gives it away that you're wearing foundation. Concealer. This stuff, maybe your foundation might be enough, but I'm using just a little bit of the concealer to bump up the brightness under my eyes, around my nose and my upper lip, where I do have a bit of darkness. Yes, I was having loads of fun putting on my concealer, as you can see. Okay, step 5, loose powder. This step is important to set your makeup to make sure it keeps it in place. But if you find your skin's really dry after your base, and it already has like a matte texture, I guess you can skip a little bit of the powder. But use a little bit of it just to like set around the eyes, maybe the corners of the nose and the mouth. But everywhere else you can probably just do a light sweep. Step 6, bronzer. My favorite step. Actually, you know what? I don't know if bronzer or lipstick's my most favorite. That's a tough one. So bronzer, you want to put it along the hairline, the cheeks, and along the jawline. You can see here I'm using it as a bit of a contour, but just be careful that your bronzer's not too orange or too red. And yeah, and just a little bit on the nose. Blush. Yeah, so put it on the apples of your cheeks, and how you can tell where your apples are is to smile. Smile, smile, smile. Or if you're not the smiling type, say prunes, like Mary Kate and Ashley. Just say prunes and have those cheeks nice and perky and just sweep outwards. Sexy eyebrows. I think everyone should all have sexy eyebrows. Okay, so that's where your brushes start, where it should arch, and where it should end. But it really depends on everyone's eyebrows. That's just like the guideline for it. So what I'm doing now, just brushing the hairs downwards, reveals a little bit of the gaps, and then I'm filling in with a pencil where I want it to be just a little bit fuller. Brush them back in, and if there are any spots that you miss, you can always fill them in. And the inner parts of the brows, I don't like it to be too solid. I just like gradually fill it in so it has like a more gradient effect to it. And yeah, just try to make both brows look the same, even though naturally they're not. But that's why we have makeup, to try and make them look like twins, even though they're sisters. Step 9, primer. I normally don't even use a primer, but I quite like the one that Lime Crime sent me. So you just need a very thin layer. Apply from your lash line all the way up to your brow bone. Make sure you spread that all over your eyelid, or else when you put on your eyeshadow, it's going to be a little funky. But this just keeps your eyeshadow staying on a lot longer. And then we're just going to put an eyeshadow to highlight the brow bones and inner corners. Try and find something probably like 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone. And then we're going to go in with a soft brown, and we're just going to blend that bad boy in from the lash line into the crease, and just keep blending. And as you can see here, I'm just blending for fun now. I think the color is on already, but just keep blending. Make sure you don't see any edges, because that's the last thing you need, is to see where you started and stopped your eyeshadow. Number 12, hidden liner. Okay, this kind of looks really painful, but it actually isn't if you do it correctly. For video purpose, I'm lifting up my top lashes so you guys can see what I'm doing. But on your own, just try and do it with you know, how you put on your mascara. Just have your chin placed up a little higher, and then you can just stick that pencil right into the top waterline. And make sure your pencil is water resistant, or else that it's just gonna get everywhere. The one I'm using here is NARS, and then that is excellent. Step 13, curl the lashes. Pretty straightforward, but you know, just make sure it doesn't hurt, and curl from the root, tip, and the root, middle, and the tip, and you get like a pretty curve instead of like a really severe L shape. And a mascara, yeah, I'm not gonna get into viborating, but do yourself a huge favor and watch that video if you haven't seen it yet. Excuse me. Right, so you just want to coat your lashes, top and bottom, completely, so the lashes look a little bit more dense. And just do 1 or 2 coats. And the last step, lip color. I chose something a little bit more natural. Normally I gravitate towards neon. But yeah, nice, pretty, natural lip color. And throw on some lip gloss for good measure to make them look nice and healthy. And there you have it. Before I'm like sick looking or whatever, and then after I'm all healthy and I look well rested and everything's just even. So there you have it, before and after. And now go out and take on the world.